Hi everybody, it's Bruce from Nature Calls, and I'm going to do a little bit different video here. This is more on the camping side, even though I love backpacking up here in Washington where we're surrounded by mountains, rivers, the Puget Sound, all kinds of great camping areas. I do a lot of camping as well, and I also love the BioLite company. And if you're not familiar with the BioLite company, go out to their website and see all the really cool things they're doing. But this right here is the BioLite BaseCamp wood stove, and what you have here, I have all the different accessories. I just wanted to show that all the accessories that you can get all fit into this nice bag, which is also an accessory. So when you buy the BaseCamp, you just get the BaseCamp stove, which I'll get out in a minute. Then you can buy this bag, this little place to store some wood, and has a harness. And then also in here is the pizza oven option that you can also get, which is really cool. I'm just going to go over just the BaseCamp today, lighting it, and show you how it works. Then on some other videos, I'll do some actual cooking. I'll use the pizza oven and show you more cooking techniques that I've found out. There's definitely not a lot of tricks. It works pretty easy, but there's also just some general things that I've found out. So let's get it out. It's opening this up. Right here on the top is the pizza oven dome that you can buy as an option, and just want to show that it all fits in this bag. Now this is a little utility light that they give you, and this is a pizza stone and the rack that comes with the pizza stone hood option. Now we're down just to the base stove, or the BaseCamp stove, and a few little extra pieces that you gotta get out. That's the wood feed rack. Here's the ash pan. Now we'll just get this out. So here we have the whole unit, and you can set it down all the way down like that, or on a picnic table, or it has legs. They're down below, real nice sturdy legs that you can open up. One more, and then you can have it sitting on the ground. Got a nice level spot, and it does have a handle where you can pick it up and move it around, of course, when there's no fire going. So let's start at the top and show you what we have up here. Right here you have a nice grill, and when they were designing it and asking their Kickstarter people, they wanted this a certain size, so I think they got it so you can fit 8 kind of regular size hamburgers on there. So that's your grill. Then right down here you have kind of the flame dispersal plate. So the fire's coming up the middle, and then this disperses it out to the side. And everything in here is stainless steel. What's really neat is you can either have it as a grill, or you can move this out of the way and you get real isolated. So if you're just wanting to boil water, you move this out of the way, or make a stew or something like that with a pot, you'd move this out of the way, so you get that direct flame. Then if you wanted the whole grill, you'd move that in front like that. And this, I have had to re-put that in there. It's fallen out when I've been transferring it, but I'm just real more careful now. Let's show you down in the chamber. Now, if you're not familiar with the BioLite stove, it's a stove that's a very high efficient, and I know people are going to comment about there, but it does what's called, some people understand as a gasification. Well, but basically it does is it makes the burn so efficient and hot, and it comes up and it recycles gases, and so it gets a double burn system going, so you really get no smoke. And that's one of the big things when they were designing this for third world countries, like over in India and some places in Africa, is that a lot of people are getting really bad cancer or whatever, smoke illnesses. So they wanted to come up with at least something that would combat that type of thing. So this is a super efficient burn, and once you get it going, there's almost little to no smoke. Now down inside here, you see this little gadget, and that is a thing, I think it's called a thermocoupler. It's a way for the heat of the flame to produce energy. So when you get the right temperature going in here, the right flame, that will start producing energy. That energy in turn will operate a fan system, which is basically like when you blow on a fire to make the fire go. It does its own little fan to make it super efficient. Then it also has a battery that will charge off of that after a certain level of fire. And so you can run lights, you can charge your phone, you can charge your GPS, headlamps. I've got a whole number of USB devices that I can plug in to either run by themselves or to charge things. So that's where this really comes in great. So let's go ahead and kind of go over the rest of the unit. Now down here, this is where you feed your wood in. All this is stainless steel. You can see it's starting to discolor a little bit. You know, because the flames do come out here sometimes. Put your ash catcher right there. And your feeder. So this is your feeder to feed the wood in. So you can have long pieces of wood and you just keep kind of pushing it in, and it will super way of just feeding wood into the fire. And this is more of a cast iron right there around the body. As you'll see, once I we put pieces of wood in like that long, and as they burn, you just push them in further and further. Now on the back side of the stove, you have the fan battery charging unit. It's always hooked to the back here. And this will automatically come on when you start a fire. You don't have to start it or anything. Once it feels that it's got enough energy and there's heat in there, it will turn on a fan automatically. So that will help the fire get real hot. Over here, you'll see that's how much battery power is stored up, because there's a battery in here. And over here, you'll see actually how hot your flame is. And that's kind of like a good temperature gauge when you want to cook. So it has, what is it, 4 LEDs. When it's up to the top, that means, you know, you better not put any more wood in there, I found out. That's just plenty of wood. You got a great fire. 3 is a good spot to cook at. And if you just want to use this USB outlet, which is any kind of USB type of device, and I'll put the specs down as to what it's putting out. You turn it on right there. See if we can get it to. Looks like I need to charge the batteries up, but that's where you can put in, like if you want to charge your phone, or I have the nano grid system. I can have all kinds of lights. I can have this light, or I can be charging my battery banks, which is what I do mainly. My little portable battery banks, they charge everything else a lot faster. So I'll plug those in and charge those first if I'm not using the light feature. So that is the basic unit. Really not that complicated. Let's go ahead and start a fire. Now they do provide these kind of cardboardy units, and of course you can make your own fire starters. We're just going to get this going pretty good. Now my camp stove, my little one, you feed from the top. This one you feed it all from this entrance hole. I just kind of do my normal, make it so it's got plenty of air. So right in the beginning, it doesn't start up the fan, but it will pretty soon. Right here You see that the battery's charged up and the flame's at 1. The fan, which is super quiet, has kicked on and it's helping the flame get up to speed. So it's just starting to get going. And so far I've only loaded just the 1 load. And I've found that I can actually cook a steak pretty good on 1 load, maybe a little bit more. So now you can see the fire coming up. We've achieved a good 3, and that's a great cooking temperature. So that is if you want to, you just take your pot and put it right on there. But if you want to grill, you slide this across, and now that spreads the flame out onto the whole grill. So now we've got enough power going through. So this is one of their lights that they provide you one with, and this is real handy. So if you're cooking at night, you can see what's going on. So now, as it burns, all you have to do is just push these sticks in a little at a time as they burn, then add more. What I have found out though is that if you just use like these real piney, sappy wood, it translates into your steaks pretty well. So I would, once you get it started with these easy burn kindling type sticks, then move to your longer burn. Definitely you can put things in that are definitely this size as it gets going, but then you aren't going to get, once you move over to say maple or some of the different woods other than the real sappy piney woods, that's when I would start cooking your steak. Now we're just going to, as we cook, we'll just keep pushing those in until we don't need it anymore. My burn level's still at a nice 3. I have got it up to 5 before, and we can just decide what we want to do. So the next videos I'll do is actually cooking on here. Steak, I cooked flank steak on here, a couple other steaks really well. I was really kind of anticipating whether or not it was going to be a nice dispersed flame for that. As I know on my little camp stove, you have to be, it's a lot more finicky than that. This isn't quite as bad. And then we're going to be doing the pizza oven after this, which I am really excited about. But for going camping, and a lot of the smoke is burning off my cooking what I did before. Once it gets really going, it's almost no smoke at all. But for taking this out to a campground, having something fun for people to do, it actually is a nice little heater that people can stand around. It's all just a real fantastic unit. It's a lot of fun. People can charge their phones on it. The kids love it, and it's safe enough where the kids can sit here and push in the sticks without too much danger, and they can help feed the fire. So I think it's just a real fun, great stove. If you look at the company, it'll show you all the things they're doing to help the world. And this is actually a direct result of what they are actually taking their camp stove money, and they were building these and giving these to people in third world countries so they could charge their phones, so they could have lights in their house, so they could have cleaner burning wood stove for their cooking, which they do all the time. So it's a fantastic company. Go check them out. And I know I'm going to really enjoy this stove on my camp trips. Well, that's it. Thanks a lot. I guess instead of saying see you out on the trail, I'll see you at the campground, and come on over and have a beer and a burger. It'd be a lot of fun. Talk to you later. Bye now.